Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we are at a cabin. We decided to rent a cabin for a couple of days in Georgia. If you can hear the water behind me, that's a little creek that we have. It's really pretty. You can't really see it from here, or from this angle, but I decided that I was going to do a mystery box, and I have no idea what's in here. They're all thrillers or horror, and I'll leave the Etsy shop down below as well where I got them from. But we are gonna read some books. There are 5 in here. Like I said, I don't know what's in here. I sent the person who does these my Goodreads so they know what I like and what I've read so far, so hopefully I don't get any duplicates. But while we're on vacation, I plan on reading some of these things. So we're gonna pop this box open and see what's in here. Alright, so these are all used books, help saving the environment, you know. And the description said that there are hardback, or they could be hardbacks or paperbacks, so we'll see what we get. Alright, so the first one is a Stephen King book. It still has a sticker on it. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. I've never even heard of this book before. Just talking about being out in the woods. So not going to read the description of that, but that's in here. The next book I have, it's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I've already read this book. I had to read that in my undergrad program that I was in, so there's that. Then I also have The Candy Corn Murder, this, by Leslie Meyer. Never heard of that before. It's like a cozy mystery. Then I have Runner by Thomas Perry. Never heard of this either. And the last one in, there's 2 more. Nope, there's just one. This is EXO by Jeffrey, is it Deaver? Like Beaver, but Deaver. I don't know about this either. So these are some books that I have to choose from. I don't know what I'll start reading first, but you'll see in the next clip. Probably going to update you every like 30 pages of the books, and all these books except 1 they're pretty short. So got some stickers. Focus. Okay, won't focus. But anyways, I got a sticker. Got some bookmarks. These are actually really nice bookmarks. Another bookmark, so I can not fold my pages. I got another sticker. It's a flower. There's that. Another flower. Sea turtle. So it's just random stuff, but got 2 bookmarks that are rulers as well. And then that's it. So yeah, we will see how this goes. This is the view off the balcony that you just saw me at. It's very, very pretty. Creek goes all the way back there. We have a screened in porch. Can't really see it. There you go. Screened in porch has all kinds of seating to it. And then we have a little fire pit down there. And some chairs and access to the actual creek itself. And then here is our cabin. So there's the front of it. If you walk around the big deck, there is a fenced in yard for the dog, for the pups. And if you keep walking, there's a bear trash can thing. It's very heavy. Here's the other side. We have a grill, we have a hot tub that we won't use, and some more seating, table. Here's a gate that I can't open per usual. Hello, good morning. I got halfway through this book last night and I'm really enjoying it. It's super fast paced. The only thing that let's say this. The only thing I'm not enjoying is outdated language in here about indigenous people. And then there's some talk about the mom and Trisha's brother Pete. They're arguing in the middle of the forest, and like they're on the Appalachian Trail. I should have said that, but they're arguing, and he describes Stephen King describes them when they're walking together looking like lovers walking next to each other. Their mother and son, which was really weird to me. But besides those little bitty things, how Trisha is having to survive in the in the Appalachian Mountains by herself is terrifying, and I can see why this is considered a horror book. She's 9 years old and having to go through things that even an adult person shouldn't have to go through, being out in the woods by themselves, you know. So yeah, that's where I am. The whole premise of this book being in the woods, you know, this is my view this morning. It's so pretty, but being in the woods by yourself, not knowing where you are, going off the trail just a little bit, not paying attention to what you're doing, not seeing markers and all that kind of stuff is pretty terrifying. And if you don't know anything about the Appalachian Trail, which I'm sure you do, it's humongous, and getting off the trail just a little bit and not knowing what you're doing is literally like a death sentence. So Trisha being able to go through all these things and surviving these things is pretty remarkable, you know. And I'm just gonna sit out here, drink my coffee, freeze my butt off a little bit, and continue reading this book in my rocking chair, staring at or listening to the creek. It's wonderful, you know. I love it. No, like seriously, I love it. But I just wanted to update you on this. I'm gonna update you when I finish this. Later on, we're gonna play in the creek, and I'll probably be reading another book because I'm almost done with this. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm here to check in on this video. Ended up finishing this book, gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Again, I like the survival aspect of this. Trisha, for being 9 years old, she was very knowledgeable about the wilderness, and she also let her common sense pretty much take over, and that's how she ultimately survived. Again, there were just some things in this story that I particularly didn't care for with language. And you could tell that this was written in the 1990s. It had a lot of the 1990s references, which I enjoyed, being a 90s kid. But yeah, so this was not a bad story. So for the next... Sorry, you get my forehead. For these next these books, I'm going to read the first chapter in each one, and I'm going to decide I'm going to decide if I want to continue reading with that just based on the first chapter, do like a taste test. And yeah, I'll check in with you when I read the first chapters of all of these and let you know how I feel about them, and we'll continue. So Lila and I are about to go on a little adventure. Look, there's mushrooms. They're all over the place. Going on a little adventure. I don't really know if we can go this way, but we're gonna do it. Lila. So, there's a little trail. There's the creek. This place is literally surrounded by woods. And there is a sign that says private property up here, so we aren't going to go that far. But yeah, so this is the place this is the place that we have until Saturday. It's very pretty, very serene. There's our house or cabin, I should say. There's a little bridge. And we have a little, there's the hammock that I was talking about. I don't know if I'm going to sit on it because it's kind of sketchy. But fire pit, picnic table, some rocks. And Charles and Chris made it to the other side of the creek. So we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Clean up one of these chairs. Sit and listen to the creek and read the first chapter of the books that I was telling you about earlier. We're inside now. Charles is taking a nap, and I just got through the prologue in the first chapter of this book. I can already tell this is going to be a cute, cozy mystery about a small town murder, and I didn't realize that this was in Maine as well as this one. So these two books are both based in Maine, which is also a coincidence because we're planning a trip to Maine soon. But anyways, so Lucy Stone is the local reporter, and she is watching her grandson for her son and her daughter-in-law as they go on a trip to Haiti, but somebody ends up dead, and now Lucy has to try to figure it out because her husband is the one that's getting blamed for it since the body showed up in their car. So Lucy is going to try to be a sleuth and try to figure out who the murderer is. That's like the description on the back. The first chapter in the prologue just talk about like what is happening in the town, and it is a pumpkin contest, like a October pumpkin contest thing. And also while she's trying to solve the murder, supposedly she's going to have to go back through ghost stories and try to use some of the town's urban legends to help her figure out who killed Evan, the dude. Yeah, so there's that. I'm going to start with this first chapter, and then I'll get back to you after I read that and let you know my thoughts on that. I'm trying not to read the back of these books until I get done with the first chapter, just because I don't want to ruin myself. There were, including the prologue, there were 14 pages to this. Let's see how many pages are in this first chapter. There's no prologue to this book, and the first chapter is 11 pages long, so it shouldn't take that long to get through. But yeah, I'll check in with you in a second. I'm here to update you. I have read the first chapter of these books. Well, if I can get them right, of these books right here. And I'm not going to go with this one right now because I want something a little bit more sinister, I guess. Whatever you call it. These two books right here are mostly about, like, they have kind of like stalker vibes. They're also more detective stories, which, well, I mean, this is a detective story too, but I want something a little bit darker as of right now. So this one is about a woman named Jane Whitefield, and evidently she's a guide. Kind of like, I'm getting like a psychic guide, you know, that kind of guide, and she works at a hospital. So there's that. Something happened in the first chapter that was very dramatic, you know, and I think this story is going to be intense, but I don't know if I want to go for it yet. This one, on the other hand, is about a singer who has a stalker, and he is very intense. He wants things of hers. He really is enamored by her, and he is like stalkery. And I would say the preface of this, there's like email transactions between them, and he has sent a bunch of emails to her and freaked her out. She's going, like in the first chapter, she's about to start a concert and something happens to her. So I think I'm leaning more, out of these two books right here, I think I'm leaning more towards this one. I think I'm going to continue with this one. This one is also the longest one, I believe. No, I don't know. This one is like 300 or 441 pages, while this one, even though it's a mass paperback, it is like 486 pages. So they're about the same length, but I like this. Sorry, the lighting is weird. Can't help nature. But I'm gonna start with this, and I'll check in with you about the halfway point, which is about right here. So at chapter 46, we can't really see that, but at chapter 46, I am right there. I'm gonna check back in with you, and we will see how it goes. We're grilling out tonight, so you might see some action. But here is my view of this side of the deck. Isn't it so pretty? I know I've already showed you this like multiple times, but I just can't get over how pretty it is. And the noise itself is just very calming to me. So, yep. Waiting on Charles to wake up from his nap as well. I didn't get very far in this last night because I was very tired. And I really didn't feel like reading, but I'm out at my favorite spot. I did this as my favorite spot. It's the covered patio that we have that faces the creek, rocking chair. So I'm gonna sit out here and read for a little bit until Charles and Chris wake up. We're supposed to go on a hike, but I don't really know if I want to go, but we'll see. So that's what is going on right now. It's supposed to rain later today, so we're probably just gonna, I don't know, stay inside or sit out on this porch, just listen to nature. But yeah, I'm gonna read while they're sleeping, and then we'll see how far I get. I might not even finish this. It's a lot more dense and longer than I thought that it would be. This writing style is not bad though. I did some research and found out that this author also wrote The Bone Collector, which is also one of my favorite movies ever. So I might check out that series too. But yeah, we'll see how far I get in this book today. Something in this book just happened. I don't know why I'm surprised, since this author is the same one who wrote The Bone Collector, but I was not expecting what just happened at the end of the first section. This book is split up into a week. So the first day is Sunday, and then obviously, you know the days of the week. Anyways, it's about this guy named Edwin who is stalking a singer named Catherine. What's her name? Not Catherine, sorry. Kaylee Town. Yeah, Town. And she's a country singer, and Edwin is her stalker. He thinks that she is his friend so far, but she's really not. She's just very nice, and he takes that as her wanting more. So he is supposed to stay away from her, but he is now at the concert that she's at, or that she's going to be performing at, and so, like I said, something just happened in the first section that I was not anticipating at all. Just kind of came out of nowhere. So if it keeps happening like that, this is going to be a wild ride, and I might end up finishing this book before we leave tomorrow, so we shall see. But yeah, just wanted to fill you in on that, because I was like, okay. And the way that it happened, yuck. Yuck. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, so I'm here to tell you about this book and close this vlog out. It's been a couple of days, and I finally finished this book. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I thought that it was a pretty decent detective novel. It had a lot of twists and turns to it. It had a lot of intrigue. It was just too long. Like, it was way too long. And there were, like, some of the twists at the end, I didn't think that needed to happen. There was just too many of them. Like, I would pull one out. Really, the first big reveal, I didn't understand why it was in there at all. It just kind of threw me off. And I know why it threw me off. Because it's supposed to, but I just didn't like that twist to it. I thought that it was just thrown in there to to deter you away from what you're actually thinking, even though you're still thinking it as you continue to read it about the stalker person, you know. So I am still going to check out The Bone Collector because I really love that movie. I hear that series is a really good series. I can't remember what the actual series is called for that series. I like Catherine Dance. I thought that she was a really good detective. I liked her way of figuring out things. You're in her mind a lot, even though this is third person, but you're actually understanding what she's doing and why she's doing it, and I really like that aspect of it. Like I said, it's a good detective novel. I didn't really care for Caitlin all that much. She was a singer in here. I didn't really care for her. But, you know, like I said, well, all around it was okay. It was okay, but that's why I gave it 3 stars. But I'm ending this vlog here. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was a rather laid-back, chill experience, which is what I really, really needed. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that is just like, life is happening, and it's happening quick, y'all. And there's a lot of updates going on. There's a lot of life things that are going on. We are super, super busy in the month of September. Charles's birthday is in September, and then it's just like boom, 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 things we have to do. August and September are our busiest months for our family. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Let me know what you thought of this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.